This is your handling video on the Swift Vogue Grande 535. So we'll start at the front. You've got your Alco stabiliser and hitch. To insert the tow ball, black handle goes up, tow ball goes in, black handle slots down, stabiliser pushes down until you, and then obviously once you see the screen pop up here, it means that it is secure in the hitch. To release, stabiliser goes up, lift the handle up, and release the tow ball. Breakaway cable, jockey wheel, handbrake, 13-pin plug which does your exterior lights, and 12 volt to the fridge if your car is wired up correctly. You also have an Alco ATC, which is a driving safety additional extra. Obviously once working it will be either a solid or a flashing green light. At the front here you have your gas locker, you have your bulkhead and 2 slots for 6 kg butane or propane gas bottles. Here we have your whale water pump inlet. The pump goes in the aquaroll, trigger up and slots in. We have your battery locker to fit 110 amp battery, 230 mains inlet, power touch isolation key. So as we go around the van you can see all the lights on. Here we have your toilet cassette locker and your filler point for your toilet flush. For the toilet flush you add it with water and toilet chemical, which will then give you obviously flush inside, which then empties out in the toilet set, which you can empty and then slot back in. Now inside the caravan. Once in the caravan, above the door you have your main Swift control panel. So to turn on, you hold the button like so till it all lights up like so, and then you have many different options here. You have water pump, awning light, lighting, power, and then settings and radio. So with the pump, before you press the pump button, you want to make sure that your isolation water switch, isolation drain valve is in the horizontal down position like so. Then once press your pump will start running. Obviously, there you go. Obviously, once you do that, you drain all the air through until your pump turns off and calibrates by itself like so. Awning light, when you press the awning light button, just so you can see it working. And then lighting, so you press the lighting button and you can turn and dim lights around the van, but they do turn on and off individually as well. Then you have power, so obviously how much is in your leisure battery, vehicle and solar. And then obviously various settings and radio. You've got off mode, FM, DAB, aux and off. On the right hand side of me here we have your Truma control panel. So to turn on you have to press the button, and you've got internal temperature, so you set it to whatever you like temperature wise. With hot water you either have it on off, eco, hot or boost. And then here you choose your gas mix 1, mix 2, which is a mixture of gas and electric, and then you can either have electric 1 and 2. Then you also have a setting here for fans. You can have vent. Obviously it only gives you the option to vent while nothing is on, but when you've turned the heating on to say, I don't know, 30 degrees, then you go back over to the fan and it will give you a choice of eco or high. And then to turn off you just hold the button like so until it turns off. But before you use the heating and the hot water on electric, you want to make sure that this button here is on. That is your heating and hot water, we'll call it a isolation switch. So this has to be on for your hot water and heating to work on electric. And next to me here we have your charger. So obviously once connected to the mains, you turn that on and that will instantly put charge into your battery. They recommend that every time you hook up to a mains point, you always press the test button just to make sure that RCD is tripping as it should correctly. And then below there you have 3 separate MCBs, which they tell you what they are for on this little diagram down here. And also same for your 12-volt fuses. Also there on the end is a shutdown button. The shutdown button turns all power off in the caravan. So once finished and packed away, you press the shutdown button and that will turn off all the power in the van. So here we have your Dometic fridge. So at the minute we're trying to light on gas, but there's no gas in the van, so that's why it's not lighting. So we'll start from the beginning. We'll just turn it off like so. So to turn on, hold the power button, and you have 3 settings. You have obviously gas, so obviously once on the gas you hear the fridge ticking, and once it's lit this blue light will stay solid like so. If it does fail, you'll get an error like this. Obviously that's on the 12-volt battery. That only works when connected to your car, if your car is wired up correctly, and it will only maintain the temperature already in the fridge. With electric, you plug into mains, turn it on to electric, and obviously the fridge will connect to electric and obviously do what it needs to do. With auto, obviously auto will choose what it will just automatically go on to 1. At the minute it's gone straight into electric because that's what we've got connected, so it will automatically go to the source that it's connected to. To turn off, you hold the power button like so, for it to turn off. Here we have your Thetford gas oven. So at the top you have 3 hobs, which is there, there and there. So what you do is you hold that in while pressing the ignite button like so. Obviously on the same of them. And obviously here we have your grill, same thing on here, knob in, left, grill is lit, and to turn off, turn back clockwise. And then your oven, same thing again, like so. We have an alarm. Before we get to the alarm and stuff, we have your Thetford toilet flush. So when you've done what you need to do, you press the flush. After you've filled up your chemical and water, and then once you've filled up, you get your little flap here, push it away from you, push it back, flap opens and closes, to empty into the toilet cassette. The flap needs to be closed for the toilet cassette to be able to come out. Before we get on to demonstration moves, there's a few things we want to run through as well. So on the van you have a Sergeant Alarm 310 fitted to the van. So obviously to set, you press it once, obviously which sets it then. Obviously then the PIR down there will sense any movement. Once it does, it will set the alarm off. To disarm, you press it again and it will beep twice. And obviously you have 2 controllers synced to the alarm. Here will be left in the van is a winterization sheet, which is basically just shows you how to winterize and get ready for the winter, just to stop any frost damage or damage with water to the van. And obviously then here we have your warranty cover, obviously what we do cover, and then highlighted what we don't. But obviously it's there for you to read through, and obviously any other information is in your book pack. There is also a booklet on the Power Touch mover that you had fitted, and obviously the warranty is with them. You get a 5-year warranty with Power Touch themselves, so obviously any issues regarding your mover you'll have to go directly to Power Touch, and obviously they will cover you under the warranty. Now I'll demonstrate the mover. Also fitted to the van you have your Power Touch auto wardrobe mover. So you put the switch in, turn it clockwise, and now on the handset, which is here, you hold these 2 greens button like so. Then to engage the mover you hold the central and hold that. Obviously while it's doing that, all your movers are engaging to the wheel. Like so. Obviously while waiting for it, your Power Touch controller will be going through a cycle which involves a lot of flashing green lights across the controller. Obviously you have to wait for that last bit there. That means you are ready to go. So now you can release the handbrake, and then come forward, backwards, and obviously where you want it to go on the arrow. Okay. Once finished, always apply the handbrake first, and then to disengage the movers, you hold the middle button again and hold the opposite side, and then it will start its cycle. And as you can see, they start to disengage, like so. Once finished, it will stop its cycle. Now you can control it by holding these two green buttons here. Then you go around to the other side